Don't forget the intros, Brandon. Don't do it.
Couldn't forget the intros if I tried.
That's not true. If you forget the intros.
Go on.
But if you do the intros, then people will think that it's not our podcast.
That's true. I have branded myself as a shoot from the hip, devil may care, Ryan Reynolds type. We'll get to that. Hey everybody, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, the only podcast without Ryan Reynolds that has kind of a Ryan Reynolds type on it. That's not a bad Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, we have fun. Oh, I'm gonna take that out because it's bad. Maybe not. I might keep it. Hey everybody, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell, one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts duo, and that's my introduction.
And I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half of the duo, and people are probably thinking this isn't even our podcast now. Even though we introduced ourselves, they'll probably say, this sounds far too professional, and they will go find another podcast hosted by siblings with Raynaud's Phenomenon.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
Because I think there's several.
Do you think?
No.
I think that before we move on with anything, we do need to touch on what I was saying in the intro, and that is that somebody said that I remind them of Ryan Reynolds. Now, I've always fancied myself a Ryan Reynolds type. It kind of bothers me.
Tall and goofy?
It kind of bothers me that someone had to not be looking at me to say that I was a Ryan Reynolds type. Now, it's okay. It's okay because we do look shockingly similar and we can both lift a similar amount of weight right over our head. But listen, I'm just going to jump right to the end of the episode and tell you what my warm heart for the week was. And that was that someone told me that I reminded them of Ryan Reynolds. Hey, shout out Ryan Reynolds. Come on our podcast. Be our first guest.
Sponsor us?
But yeah, well, he's got multiple companies. He's got a mobile, like a cell phone company. He's got a gin company.
Yeah.
He seems like wonderful company.
He does.
You see that? I said it.
Blake Lively is a lucky lady.
Blake Lively is a lucky lady. Our producer's looking at me. And bright-eyed, bushy-tailed,
ready to do this thing.
Dude, wipe your nose. Okay, so
it is 101 degrees here today.
It is a gross
But don't worry, guys. There's a cold front coming in on Wednesday. We'll be down to 96.
And over to you for the weather, Ashley.
Hey,
listen,
no, real quick.
Can I say something about weather?
I can't hear you in my headphones.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Well, listen, I know why.
I'm going to need you to turn that on.
Well, I think I do have it on.
There you are. It was just down.
You hear me now?
I'm with you. I'm here.
That's awesome. We're doing it. Hey, can I say something about weather? Sure. And this is about a very so Oklahoma, guys, is kind of the big time for meteorologists because we do have such inclement weather. Big spikes in temperature, ice storms, tornadoes galore. Earthquakes. And guys...
Are you eating a boiled egg?
Yeah.
He just picked up a boiled egg.
From where?
Ate it.
Where did you think I had these? Oh my God. You guys.
Ew.
It's good. Listen, I will...
Guys, that's... Brandon, the thing is, his laptop is sitting right here. Mm-hmm. And I can't... No, Brandon, here's what's happening with my earphones. I hear you, but I don't hear me.
What a shame for you.
So I don't know if that's a problem. I'll just keep talking as if I can hear myself.
Yeah, how about you keep going?
Oh my gosh.
Guys, okay,
the egg materialized from behind his laptop.
I don't want to...
You know what else he has back there?
Topo Chico. I don't want to pretend...
Topo Chico. Guys, as if we didn't establish on the last episode that was a bad choice.
You've got a bubbly beverage, too.
I do. It's a spindrift.
Do not cast stones when you live in a house of fizz. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do.
That'll be on a t-shirt.
I'm going to let you start working on this agenda, and I'm going to see if I can't do something with your headphones so you can hear yourself. Sound good?
Absolutely.
Okay. If our producer actually did anything, this would have been taken care of. But guess what?
He's just staring at us blankly.
Yeah. Wipe your nose, dude.
Okay. So, guys, we just want to say thank you so much. What a week it has been here at CHWH Pod. What a week. We have been charting, you guys. Thanks to you. There I am.
Okay.
Thanks to you guys, our dear listeners.
Dear
we have
listeners,
been charting.
dear friends, great, wonderful people.
We refer to everyone on the podcast as a dear friend, and
Dearest.
we've realized that. And we're going to keep doing that because you are. And because of you, because of your hard work out there on the internet, reviewing, rating, sharing. Guys, we're charting. We were charting a few spaces behind the late, great Bob Saget.
Danny Tanner himself, you guys.
Quit smacking that egg, bro.
That might be the title. Quit smacking that egg, bro.
It's ASMR in the worst possible.
It's EGGS.
I don't
in the
like
best
it.
way possible. Listen,
I don't like it. And once you drink that topo, who knows?
Yeah, well, listen, it is the equivalent of Mentos and diet soda. It's going.
We're gonna find out.
It's going everywhere. Listen, I have.
It's so gross.
I want you guys to know, the listeners. I thought that maybe I could swing these hard-boiled eggs and not have it sound super grody. But I even am grossed out by it. So I just want you to know that I have 2 hard-boiled eggs left. They're salted and they are peppered just the way that I like them. You have to season eggs aggressively because they're sponges. They take on the flavor. So I will leave those for the duration of this podcast. But please rest assured that the minute I end this podcast, I'm taking it. I'm taking it to Huevos Town. Okay.
So, guys, I want to let you know, along with the charting, which has been phenomenal, we really don't know what's happening.
I do.
Our little grassroots movement of laughter.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
That's what we call it, of laughter, of fun in this dark world.
Okay.
We're creating a corner of light on the internet. And we're happy to have you. Stop talking, I'm saying something.
Okay.
We want to let you know that our corner of light has widened to include Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
And Facebook.
We're coming at you guys in 140 characters or less. Actually, they upped it. It's more than 140 characters.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not on the Twitter.
You are now.
We are now. We are.
Because we really want to do this. This is what this is. This is what this is, you guys.
He doesn't do anything he doesn't want to do.
Okay.
So we're there.
Quit smacking that egg, bro.
We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as CHWH Pod.
Cold hands, warm hearts.
Just so you know that. I did get some feedback after the last episode from a dear friend. Suzanne.
Oh, do I know Suzanne?
Suze. Yes, you know Suzanne.
Okay.
And her son, Teddy. And we were talking about chips and your desire to be sponsored by Frito-Lay.
Oh, please.
Because of your ability to sit down and consume an entire family-size bag.
Entire family size. I am in Lay's terms, I am an entire family. Or a party. I can eat a party size bag too. I can also eat a bunch of the fun size. Listen, guys, I can eat a chip.
Doesn't discriminate.
No, I don't. Hey, our producer told me a new term today, and that was it's not really new, but it's like I didn't know it was hip. That's hard. Those chips are hard.
He also said tough.
Tough. T-U-double-F.
Yeah.
Like when they were referring to Pony Boy's hair in The Outsiders. After he cut it and dyed it, they said, "Pony Boy, you're tough hair." It was so
I
tough.
used to teach that novel.
Stay gold. Stay gold. Mm-hmm. Nothing gold can stay, though. That's what they say. That's what they say on The Outsiders, shot in Oklahoma, written about Tulsa, Oklahoma.
S.E. Hinton.
S.E. Hinton.
Yeah. So Suzanne and Teddy do the neatest thing, and they wanted you specifically to know about it.
Okay.
Because Suzanne said they had some chips that they want to share with you. So this is my friend Suzanne and her son Teddy.
They're going to give me chips?
Yeah.
Like actual physical chips?
I mean, that's what she said.
Okay.
And
Suzanne,
she is a woman of her word.
Can I tell you something, Suzanne? We are on very thin ice, you and I. If I don't get these chips, Suzanne, okay?
She's good for it.
Okay, Suzanne, we'll see. Teddy, hold her that.
Yeah. So what they do is, I think it's monthly. They have a book club. Okay. And I think it's just the two of them. Sometimes they might include others, which I kind of love. A mother-son book club. And it's chips and books. And they read a book, and I think it's usually like a fantasy novel of some kind.
Okay.
And they get like wild chip flavors.
Oh.
Like wild chip flavors.
Okay.
Even chips from around the world, which leads me to my next point.
International chips.
International chips.
Okay.
We have international listeners.
We do. We do.
We had one in Spain last week. That was Jeff.
That was just Jeff.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
He listened while he was in Barcelona.
Barcelona. You know, one thing that I didn't say whenever we talked about Europe is that what does our dad say anytime the country of Italy is mentioned?
Italy looks like a boot.
Italy is shaped like a boot. And he won't say Italy. He says Italy is shaped like a boot. And I can tell you, I've heard it 1,000 times in my life. If I walked up to him tomorrow and said, Italy, he would say,
Italy shaped like a boot.
Yep.
Well, it is.
I mean, that checks out.
We can't.
That checks out.
Argue.
Hey, real quick before we move on to our international listeners, who we love so much, Canada. Yeah. We've got Canada. We've got
Canada.
Spain. We've
is that what we say?
Take off, hoser.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching a show called Letterkenny lately. It's Canadian. Oh. It's wildly inappropriate. You wouldn't like it, but it's very funny. So listen.
Don't tell Crindy.
There is a guy. I'm going to plug him. His name's Barry, I think. But he's on Instagram. His account is called Sandwiches of History. And what he does every day is he gets a different sandwich recipe from a book. And he makes it and reviews it. It is shot horribly. The sandwiches never look good. He always gives them between an 8 and a 10. Like, his rating system is garbage.
He loves a sandwich.
But
you can't impose your values on Barry.
Here's the problem.
Okay.
Is I am saying all of these disparaging things about Barry's Instagram page. I follow it, and I will not scroll past it without watching the entire video every single time. I know what he's going to rate the sandwich.
Yeah, 8 to a 10.
He always has a part before he takes a bite. He goes, "Let's give this sandwich a go," and then he takes a bite.
I would watch it for that.
And then he takes a bite, and then afterwards he goes, "That's pretty good, but I think I'm going to plus it up a little bit." And he has a segment called "Plus It Up" where he like puts different sauces on it. And it always makes it better in his mind. But anyway, so that's Sandwiches of History, guys. So
Barry.
Check that out. And the reason I thought of it is he has a side thing on there called In the Chips with Barry, where he reviews chips.
We'll tell Suzanne.
That's
and Teddy.
Called synergy, guys.
Right?
Okay.
And if you hadn't disparaged his page, maybe he would let people know about ours. But it's too late for that now.
Sorry, Barry.
Producer likes sandwiches.
Producer does like sandwiches.
He pronounces a hard D. Sandwich.
Sandwich. Sandwich.
Yeah. Just as that D is like it's hard D.
Say it, producer.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay. So really quickly before we move on to our main segment. And get ready for this.
That's coming in hot.
Last episode, we said that we were birthing an idea. And I heard those words coming out of my mouth just now.
I hated it.
And I did not like them.
I hated it. I hated it more this time than the first time you said it.
Me too, because last time it was like organic and this time felt forced.
It was just gross is what it was.
So we talked about, here we go. We talked about for the first time starting a new segment called Middle School Text Readings. We're going to call them Misters for short.
Okay.
Because that's an acronym.
I know that. I know that because it's written on the agenda you have in front of you.
Yeah, guys, he has it pulled up.
I do. It's on my laptop. The laptop that was hiding the eggs, the hard boileds, these little pockets of flavor.
They're still sitting there, guys.
These little,
he hasn't eaten anymore.
These little protein daddies.
So I want to preface this by saying I adore middle schoolers. I do. I taught them. I pastored them. I have one. I think they're great. They are quirky and strange.
They always smell like recess.
Always. Sweaty heads.
Sweaty-headed messes.
Sweaty heads.
Little their frontal cortex isn't fully formed
not
yet.
Not even close.
They're
they
just
got years to go.
Baby Hueys roaming around, breaking everything they touch and smelling like recess.
Sweaty hits. But I love them because they're right in that sweet place between childhood and young adulthood, and they still have some respect for authority, and they still will play.
I have met your middle schooler. He has zero respect for authority.
That is not true. No, he just doesn't respect you.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, God.
That was so loud.
It's
because I can't hear out of my headphones, guys, and they're actually plugged in.
I fixed it.
Well, it's not great, though. But I'm forging ahead as if it is.
Okay.
Because I'm very professional.
Did that help?
And I can't be no change. So anyway, what we're asking is for you to, if you have a middle schooler or just a child who texts and who says funny, quirky, clever things in their texts, or who has interesting exchanges with his or her friends, there I go. That's better.
It is?
A little bit. It's just rattling around with dials and cords.
I'm going to try a different plug-in this time.
And I don't know what's happening. And I went completely away. There.
Okay.
Oh, there she is. She's very loud in her ears.
Okay, well, could you pick a lane?
It's
too quiet, it's too loud.
To pick a lane. I need you to lock it up.
So you can't, if I say pick a lane, you can't just say that I need to pick a lane.
I can repeat whatever you say right back to you. And I will do it. So if you have a middle schooler or a kid who texts and they have funny texts, we want you to screenshot those. You can black out the names. We're going to do this completely anonymously because our goal here is to celebrate the middle schoolers, not to shame them, not to make fun of them. We want to celebrate their quirkiness. And so if you have a funny text...
I will be typing out a separate agenda, and all it will be is to shame middle schoolers. That is all I care about. Okay,
so my middle schooler who listens to this podcast, who already doesn't respect you, will respect you way less after hearing.
I can't wait. Bring it. His hatred fuels me. I literally want every ounce of vitriol that kid can spew, because I'll tell you what. I don't care.
Because I'll tell you what, I've got it in spades.
Yeah, I'm an adult. I'm an adult, and I can out-hate a middle schooler all day long.
Okay, so to celebrate the launch of our Misters, our middle school text readings, and we need your help on this, guys. We can't do this unless we receive screenshots in the DMs or on the Facebook of your middle school texters. We will put out some really good middle school pictures of ourselves on the socials.
God, guys, can I tell you something? I know that we've all come to know me as this
svelte,
chiseled, svelte powerhouse of a human being, just a real beef castle, just strong. You know, I can lift 100 pounds right over my head. And guys, I didn't come by this dancer's body overnight, okay? I used to be hungry.
I just snorted. Please tell the people. When you said that, it reminded me of the story of when you went to yoga. And what did the lady say?
Oh, listen, can I tell you something, guys? This is my chance to brag on myself for my flex.
Because you never do.
For my flex. No, guys, listen, here's the thing. I like to speak facts and tell truths. And the truth is very strong. And I went to yoga one time, which really is, to borrow a quote from Tina Fey on 30 Rock, is simply adult fart suppression is all yoga is. Because you're spending the whole time trying not to just be the guy who is laying beef. Namaste.
Goodness.
Just really house some hard boileds and Topo Chico and then go do child's pose for a little while.
Sorry, listeners.
I'm not. So listen,
just speaking truths.
I went to yoga one time.
It's not my
and
truth.
This was well after when I was I was a real tubby teen, you guys. Tubby teen with a bad attitude. And
but great
but this
hair.
Listen, you gotta polish this turd somehow. So
Birdwell.
So listen, I went to yoga a couple years ago, and I was stretching and doing the yoga, and the yoga instructor came up to me, full class, guys, full class, doing the poses, doing the whole thing. And I was doing advanced moves, you guys, because I was just bored with the intermediate stuff, And so I was doing it, and she came over to me, and she leaned in very close. She was you picture her. She was very yoga.
Yeah.
And she walked over to me.
That's all you need to say.
She walked over to me and said, "May I touch you?"
No, I didn't know that part.
I feel like that's probably good practice. You don't just go be like getting all handsy on your clients, right?
Yoga instructors, that's a thing they do.
They'll touch a butt. So she came over to me and she said, "Can I touch you?" And I said, "Okay." I said, "Namaste." And then she grabbed my hips in a really weird way. Didn't correct me because I didn't need any correction, guys. I was slaying it. And so, vinyasas, is that it? I was doing vinyasas and salute to the sun god.
Yeah.
Mountain pose, guys.
Child.
Downward dog, child. I've got them all in this bag of tricks, baby. My knapsack's just brimming, filled to the brim with yogurt poses, you guys. So I kind of like filled to the brim with yogurt poses as well. So after she touched me, she leaned in far too close for comfort and said,
"No personal space."
She said, "You have a very impressive instrument." And then, as if she didn't exist, she vanished into the dark, away from me. And I'm left here thinking,
what just happened?
Yes, right. Equal parts gratitude and confusion. Flattery. Yeah, it was
frightened.
But you know what? I feel like it was mostly flattery because I'm telling that story on the internet. I tracked a guy down on the street the other day just to tell him that story. He was just
do you do yogurt?
Hey, excuse me, sir. Do you even yogurt?
Do you vinyasa, bro?
You know what I used to love? What? Do you vinyasa, bro? You know what I used to love? I used to love the Yoplait whips. The key lime pie Yoplait whip.
Yes.
So much air in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved a Yoplait whip. I would just eat them by the fistful.
The key lime is the best.
The key lime is the best because it eats like a key lime pie, but in a whipped yogurt.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted you guys to know that I have a very impressive instrument, and now we're back.
And that means a stature for yoga.
Yeah, totally.
We need to clarify.
Like my whole instrument.
Yeah.
The whole thing. But you know what, guys?
Different words in yogurt.
You can call it an instrument all you want. This is a whole symphony, babies. This is a whole symphony, my babies. And we've just hit the overture. Baby doggies, and we're about to get full on.
Baby doggies.
My baby doggies.
Puppies.
Puppy baby doggies.
Okay, so on to the main segment.
Keep us on track, please.
Desperately trying. I have my hands on the wheel, and I am just wrenching it back.
I'm desperately trying the Ashley Engle story.
The CHWH pod story.
Just a real Hallmark movie of a situation here.
It really is. You'll be played by Ryan Reynolds. Who would I be played by?
I think...
No, really think about this.
Okay.
And I need you to say something nice. I need that today. That encouragement.
So, you are tall.
Yeah.
Weird response.
I just need you to, need to be lifted up.
So it's like tall. You're not a Nicole Kidman type because she's gone a little wacky with it. You know what? Here's what I'll say. I would say a younger, like post-mystic, post-mystic pizza.
Yeah.
Julio Roberts.
To play me?
You guys both have huge mouths.
We really do. Just opened it really wide in surprise and appreciation.
I love Julia Roberts. I think she is charming.
That is flattering.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the thing.
I don't understand why you chose her, but I'll take it. Is it her laugh?
It's her huge mouth.
Okay.
It's her laugh. Yeah, she's a tall lady.
Yeah, I've got her by some inches, I think.
Pasty. How many pounds do you think she could lift over her head?
The bar, like me.
45? See, there you go. There's another reason. Method acting.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but I'll take it.
Julio Roberts.
Oh, merci.
Oh, well.
Well.
Zut alors.
Okay, our main segment, we thought it'd be fun today, guys, to talk about jobs that we've had. Now, when we say jobs, we don't mean careers.
No.
Not like jobs we've had as grown-ups necessarily.
Yeah. Still not a grown-up.
Okay, Peter Pan.
That's true.
We are talking about jobs we had.
How old do you think Peter Pan? How old was Peter Pan supposed to be? At what point did he stop aging? He wasn't like a deep teen. He was like early teen, maybe a late tens.
Yeah, he still had that that voice. It's very much like my almost 14-year-old's voice.
Is what sort of horrible pirates can't wrangle a child? I know he can fly.
He can fly. He's very mischievous.
He's almost too mischievous.
He fights with food and a tiny sword.
Tiny sword made of gold, which is, I was talking literally. Cody, my friend Cody told me today that he...
Hi, Cody.
Hey, Cody. Dear friend Cody.
Dear friend Cody.
Told me that this morning he got distracted from doing his work because he was watching a YouTube video of a blacksmith critiquing blacksmithing in movies. How it was like, that alloy is never going to hold up under these conditions. He was watching someone critique that. And I said to him, that guy would have a field day with the gold sword that Rufio has in Hook. Because Bangarang Rufio, because gold is among the softest of metals.
Oh.
Right? A proper sword, a steel sword.
Yeah.
Hot butter right through that.
Yeah.
I don't care how much crowing and flying and fighting you can do. If your sword is it's a nubbin, I don't care. You're doing it, Peter. You're playing with us.
Listen, I can't watch that without tearing up.
It's so good. Julia Roberts, Tinkerbell. Also,
I did not like her in that role.
Well, she was mischievous.
I don't think she got along with Spielberg.
Well,
that's the rumor.
That's
the rumor. And
exclusive.
I don't want to put that out there.
Exclusive, guys. True. Julia Roberts is difficult to deal with.
Oh, no.
There's another reason that I would cast you. Her as you. So, listen.
Rude.
Last fact about Hook that I will say, and then we'll get to the actual segment. I promise.
Okay.
5 or 10 more minutes. And
you guys know this is true.
The part that has given me nightmares about the movie Hook my whole life is the boo box. When the pirate...
Horrifying.
When the pirate is put in the box and scorpions are dropped in with the pirate. Do you know who played that pirate?
No.
Glenn Close.
When in the boo box?
Look it up.
Boo box pirate?
Boo box pirate was played by female actress Glenn Close.
Oh my gosh. When you said you had a fact about Hook that was interesting, do you know what I thought you were going to say?
I cannot wait.
I thought you were going to say, because
Bruce Willis was Peter Pan the whole time.
The ghost of Peter. He was Peter Pan's shadow.
Okay, first off.
Yeah.
Rewrites. Dustin Hoffman, you ready? No, Smee! That's my impression for today.
That was great.
Bad form.
That was great.
Thanks. I practiced it in the mirror this morning.
Okay. You knew you were going to take this to Hooktown?
I had a mustache this morning, guys. I shaved it. Can you hear? Can you hear that it's gone?
Yeah. And you took it and you put your fingers in your ears.
I twisted it up.
And you got earwax and then you did the thing like...
I do have mustache wax.
But not earwax.
Proper mustache wax from a hipster mustache store.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it proper. Yeah. But okay, so here's the fun fact that I know. Besides the fact that Julia and Stephen may or may not have gotten along, the other one is that Dustin Hoffman, in order to
he ate onions,
make people recoil, is he would eat like straight garlic cloves and onions and get up in their faces.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I watch for that every time. Like a nose crinkle.
Well done, Jack.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
I have a very particular set of skills.
You really do. And it's impressions. Okay. Main segment. So jobs that we've had. And I thought maybe we could switch off because I'm gonna go out there and say that your stories about your jobs are better than mine. But I'm gonna start with my first job.
I've got some humdingers.
You really do. And we might as well just skip mine, but I'll just quickly mention them. Just to get, again, like you said last week, people are surely playing podcast bingo. Just trying to learn learn about these.
Gotta get the facts.
That's right. And so my first job was at a snow cone stand called Caribbean Ice.
I painted the curb blue for one of my summer jobs. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Or Caribbean,
Depends who you ask.
That's right. So Caribbean Ice, and it was in the Taco Bell parking lot.
God, I love a quesarito so much, guys. Sponsor us, Taco Bell, please. Sorry, back to you.
Mexican pizza's back. That's my jam.
What a trash item that I always add onto my order.
I
always do this. I always
delicious.
I order my stuff, and then I go, a Mexican pizza. And then I speed around the corner.
And then you hate yourself for it.
Oh, I eat every bite.
Every bite. Man, and how many packets of sauce do you put on a Mexican pizza?
As many as they'll give me. Mild. And I like the hot tube and the Diablo, but you know what? The mild is that sweet spot. I'm a sauce man.
It's tangy.
It's tangy. And I like to use it on a Mexican pizza because it complements the flavor profile so well.
Those beans.
And listen, guys, I don't want to brag, but I've got a fridge full of hot sauce. And
his whole top shelf is hot sauce.
It's top shelf hot sauce.
Oh, it's A1.
A1, baby. So when I double F tough, y'all, whenever I get Taco Bell, though.
Do you hear that, producer? Like that?
You like that? A1, A1. God, those thighs.
He just winked at you.
Thighs on our producer are milky.
He just winked at you.
Golly. So, I will put hot sauce on everything, but when I get Taco Bell, I do not use any hot sauce other than the hot sauce that the culinary masterminds at Yum Brands have concocted. Yum Brands is the parent company of Taco Bell, and they have done it. They've cracked the code. It's perfection. Mild sauce, also creamy jalapeno sauce. Boo! To the moon. That's what I think about that.
What just happened?
I'm trying out new catchphrases. How do you like this one?
I didn't.
You do this. You do this.
He's raising the roof.
And you say, "Somebody call a doctor." Think about that.
I don't get the correlation.
No, it's just. And you make eye contact. Somebody call it. Okay.
Still doesn't work.
All right, so let's move on to the job thing.
So I worked at Caribbean Ice. In the parking lot of the Taco Bell.
Oh, I love a quesarito.
And it was a great job. You know why? Unlimited snow cones, the ability to develop new flavors, which I developed many that were later added to the menu board.
Oh, get out of town. You're published?
I mean, I don't think it's there anymore, but I was.
I don't even know that Caribbean Ice is there anymore.
No, that real estate was valuable. So
I think it's a Freddy's frozen custard now.
I think you're right.
I think I'm right.
Yeah. So that's what I did, and I would sit in there and I would read Stephen King novels and eat snow cones all day.
God, that is bleak.
All day.
A teenager, I would read Stephen King novels and eat snow cones all day.
And make up I had a flavor lab in there.
Take it easy, you party animal.
Settle down, Ash.
Oh my gosh.
You're getting too crazy.
You are lost in the sauce. Tiger's blood and secret windows, secret garden. You're out there
Cujo.
Reading Cujo and eating a silver fox.
I would get so scared in there because I worked in there after dark.
Do you know what I would have been scared of?
What?
I would have been scared of being one of those snow cone lifers who has to wear a wrist brace because of the carpal tunnel from scooping too much ice.
Listen, those ice blocks were heavy.
You gotta chip away. One chip at a time.
Yeah.
You can't eat an elephant in one bite. You gotta get in there and chip away at the ice. That's what advice I would give to any new snow cone employee.
Sure.
That and pack some Stephen King because it's gonna be a long day.
It's gonna be a long night. Also, making snow cones requires a very particular set of skills.
Very particular.
Okay, your first job on the agenda is...
Well, given our time constraints, I feel like I can jump to some more interesting ones.
Do it.
The screen printing, like the only exciting thing about that is I didn't do anything other than pull the shirts off the dryer and like literally burn my fingers off. But I was bad at that.
Okay.
And so Vinny, who is my boss, who I love to this day, I would show up at 10:30 and he would send me to Wendy's to pick up everyone's lunch.
Sure.
I would come in and we would eat lunch. And then he'd be like, go clean a screen and you can get out of here. That was literally that job. I would pick up, but it wasn't regular Wendy's orders. These were the kind of guys that were like, give me a chili and a baked potato from Wendy's. Oh. And we're going to eat it in the hottest screen printing shop ever. Just a dude. And one of the guys who worked there he always wore overalls inexplicably because it was too hot for that. And he was a Rubenesque fellow. He was on the bigger side. And he would eat hot chili and baked potatoes while we were in there roasting, baking like a toasted cheeser.
We just watched that the other night.
It's so good.
It's so good.
But I will jump over that job to reference what I will describe as the worst job that anyone has ever had anywhere. I was a valet car parker at Norman Regional Hospital. Now, I was the new guy, so I wasn't assigned to the front entrance where people tipped and weren't in a hurry and bleeding. I was assigned to the emergency room entrance. Now, can I tell you about the last day I worked there? The day I decided, you've got to go back to school, Brandon.
Because
I dropped out of school to be in a band called Claire. Yeah. That's right. I was in a band called Claire.
Yeah.
With
you guys were good.
You
had some gigs.
We had this.
I still have some of your music saved.
Well, you should, because you're the one. You're the one who still got it. But my dear friend Ryan Lindsay and I were in this band.
Yeah.
This is the second time we referenced Ryan Lindsay, and his mom listens to the podcast.
Hi, Cindy.
Growing up, my second mother, my second Crindy.
Yes.
Crindy Rimsey.
The best.
We love her.
Yes, we do.
So, on the same day, these three things happened to me. As if to say, this is it for you, Brandon. This is the tipping point at which you decide. I was sitting at the emergency room entrance. A gentleman walked past me holding a plastic baggie full of fingers. Now, they were his fingers that he had just severed. He looked me square in the face, no emotion, and did the bro nod, like the up nod, like this up. And I was like, do you not know that you have a bag of your own phalanges literally full of blood? So he walked past me, and that shook me up a little bit. I was like, what?
Sure.
And the next car that came, the lady gets out and is like, park it. It's just very like, you park it. And so I get in the car.
New guy.
I get in the car, and I start to drive. And it stinks in that car. It's a big van. It stinks. It stinks so bad in there. I look, and in the passenger floorboard is a mop bucket brimming with human vomit. Not like one person in one sitting could not have barfed that much. That's not possible. I didn't barf that much after the 30 hard-boiled eggs. That was saved vomit. They had been vomiting in that bucket for quite some time. So anyway,
that was person two.
Tried to steady the van on the drive so I didn't slosh barf.
Oh no!
Parked the car, and then I came back up to the stand. And one thing about being a valet is you have to do that stupid little valet jog to make them think that you're really rushing to get to their car.
Yeah.
When in your head all you're thinking is like, I can't believe I'm jogging for this barf bucket van.
Oh, no.
So the next person comes walking out. Now I had not parked this car, but a person comes out. You good?
Second snort of the podcast.
Dude, we might get 3 out of this one. I'm pretty excited. So
sorry.
I do my stupid little valet jog, and then right when I get back to the stand, a lady comes out and gives me your ticket. And in the very same demeanor as the barf bucket lady, she goes and is like, you don't get in my car. I was like, okay, ma'am. And then I do my stupid little valet jog in the Norman heat in the middle of summer. I get in the car. I turn the key, and the car won't start. I go, oh, no. I turn the key again. The car will not start. I am starting to think that I'm going to have to jog back up and tell the lady that I don't know how to start a car. I look down, and there, in order to start the car, is a breathalyzer. So I'm faced with the decision of either stupid valet jogging back to this lady or trying to blow in her breathalyzer to start her car for her. I lean in. And I'm trying to blow into it from a distance because I'm not putting my lips on this stranger's breathalyzer.
No, this was even pre-COVID.
I'd been chewing gum all day, guys. I failed this lady's breathalyzer. I could not. I had not had an ounce of alcohol, but
You were on the job.
But I failed the breathalyzer. So now I have to do my stupid little valet jog back to a lady and explain to her that I'm the drunk valet who can't start her Toyota Corolla. And that's the day I went to my boss and said, I have to quit this job.
Bang.
Bang.
And then I went back to school.
Dude, and that's how that went.
Oh my gosh.
So anytime
anytime
I see someone valet parking cars now,
you tip them big.
I'm a pretty good tipper. Anytime I see someone valet parking cars now, I tell them that I have a breathalyzer and they're just going to need to be prepared for that. Golly, what a weird thing. Like, and she seemed so put out that I failed her breathalyzer. Like, lady, I shouldn't be taking this breathalyzer test.
But it was your fault, don't you see?
Don't you see?
Okay, so...
You get it.
You park it.
You park it. Trash.
You park my Corolla.
Park my Corolla.
So, one other job that I would love for you to share about, just quickly.
Yes.
Is the time that you lived in California. What'd you do there? Did you chase your dreams? Did you try to make it big in the biz?
In the biz? You want to be a star? I went out there and wound up selling security systems door to door in California. Now, I hated it so much. How much?
How much did you hate it?
It was the hottest, worst, like most miserable thing ever. And I cannot tell you how many people I would knock on their door and talk about security systems. And like, they would always be like, I got my security system right here. And they'd point to their dog and I'd be like, okay. But I sold 2 security systems that whole summer. And one of them actually went through because of the kind of people that would buy a security system on their doorstep from a guy like me don't have good enough credit to pay for the security system. So me, my dear friend Dustin Downing, my dear friend Jake Niles, and my dear friend Ryan Lindsay from Claire, we did that, and it was very, very bad. Our boss, and this is the last thing I'll say about it. Our boss got really excited that we were these 4,
corn-fed boys from Oklahoma.
That's right. Upstarts from Oklahoma here. We're literally gonna blow the doors off it, and we're gonna set all the Monotronics records. That's who the company was. It's Monotronics. We were selling against ADT, a far superior product and service.
They're still around.
So he was like, hey, before we get started, I want you boys, my team to come over to the house. And he said this. He said, I'll make my famous Italian beef sandwiches. So, okay, leading off with that. And he goes, and we're gonna do some like team building and training. It's like, first off, I am a door-to-door salesman and I'm 19. Like and so what we did is we went to his house. He made us Italian beef sandwiches. And we watched the movie Boiler Room because it's about selling things. And that was our team building. And he kept like pausing it and being like, you see what he did right there? He had him on the ropes. He had him on the ropes and he closed. Because you know what? You got to always be closing. Glenn Ross. Like he's that kind of guy. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
You boys want another sandwich?
That should have been the day that I go, oh my gosh. Okay, last thing I'll say about it. His name was Kevin. The first day we were on the job, we were riding in his car, and Ryan Lindsay.
What did he drive?
Gosh, I wish I remembered that.
I do too. Sorry, go ahead.
Toyota Corolla. No, Ryan Lindsay had gotten himself a bag of Gardettos, a big bag of Gardettos, which one thing you guys should know about me, I cannot resist a Gardetto. Rye crisps? Whoa, baby.
Best.
So,
Best
but they make the big bag of just rye crisps. I don't play that. And I'll tell you why. Because I like that the rye crisp is like a little...
Oh.
And then if you get a handful that's got like 2 or 3 rye crisps in it...
Winning. It's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a good day. Ow! That's a rye crisp. So, sponsor us, Gardettos. Anyways,
Please.
Or fans, send us Gardettos. I will crunch them in your ears next episode.
We'll take them.
It'll be awful. So listen, Ryan had a bag of Gardettos, and we were riding, and we had just met Kevin, the boss, and watched Boiler Room with him the night before. Ryan was eating his Gardettos, and Kevin did this. He reached across without asking, stuck his hand in Ryan's Gardetto bag, and took a handful, took a bite, and proceeded to lick every single one of his fingers in the most exaggerated finger lick I've ever seen. Glap, glap, glap. And then he did what I refer to as the "don't mind if I do" fingies, when you wiggle your fingers on the way back into a bag, as if to say, "Don't mind if I do." And he put his meaty paw into the Gardettos, into the Dettos, and got another, and just literally, he might as well have licked every Rye Crisp in that bag. And I saw, to use the word crestfallen is an understatement, because Ryan's head literally dipped.
Oh no.
Is that a new word for you, producer? Crestfallen? You don't know that one? It's a good one. I like it a lot.
Look it up.
Google it. Bing that. Crestfallen. Okay, back to you, Ash. God, I'm really sticking to that whole like news anchor thing that we started with the meteorologist.
Back to you, Ash.
I'm told that mama. That's always the newscaster cadence.
Totally. Where you touch your ear.
Sources say that the father was on the scene.
I would not watch that news channel.
Yeah, well.
If the anchor talked like that.
You're not our target demo anyway. You're too old.
Oh, I don't watch the news.
You just got roasted so hard.
Well, I'm going to continue
The news is
it's not real.
The news is a bummer. I prefer to watch cooking shows.
The news is a dumpster fire.
Totally. All right, back to you.
So, what are you watching, reading, or listening to this week, B?
So that book behind you, I actually started reading today. It's by my favorite author, Haruki Murakami.
It's a new one?
Yes, it's a collection of short stories. It's called First Person Singular, and it is very much his literary surrealism type of writing. I'm not very far into it, but I'm very excited about it because I've read all of his other books, and he's amazing, and he's wonderful, and I love him.
You do. You always have.
He's fantastic. Watching, just finished Stranger Things. Like I said, I'll just use
Don't
letter.
Don't spoil because I haven't.
Cool. The Things, they only get stranger. So finished that, and now, like I said, I've been watching that Letterkenny show. It makes me laugh really hard. God, he's getting another shout out. Shout out Michael Trepanier for recommending that one to me. Also, guys, I just listened to his most recent episodes of his podcast today. It's called 15 Minutes of. Very interesting topics they cover on there. It's great. Shout out 15 Minutes of and Michael Trepanier.
Yeah.
And listening to, what am I listening to? I don't know. Ooh, I listened to, again, obscure one, but I've been listening to a lot of ambient things, and there's an album by a bass player named Pino Palladino, who, if you don't know his name, he's literally on everything. He's always playing bass on everything. And a producer and guitarist named Blake Mills. They made a record called Notes with Attachments that I've been listening to a lot lately. It's really, really good. So there's mine.
Okay. Excuse me. It's this fizzy drink.
Yeah, and I caught grief right out of the gate. Oh, you're going to Tomo Chico and hard-boiled eggs.
No, it was mostly the eggs. We should continue giving you grief about that forever.
Dude, can I tell you a real quick story?
I want to tell
No, this is, I'm going to tease this whole situation, okay. But I got put in school suspension in middle school for accidentally starting a gang with my friend Babatunde Ayodele Dishano Gundape.
He did. And if you want to find out how, don't tell how.
We'll cover that, and we'll cover all the shenanigans that went on while I was in school suspension, the whole thing. It's
going to be such a good episode.
But, okay, my first day in school suspension, because I was a good kid, a good chubby kid, a chubby good kid. Yeah. And Mom was devastated because she was a teacher and she was embarrassed that her kid had accidentally started a gang. And I was in school suspension, and Alton Carter was the monitor in there.
Hi, Alton.
We love Alton Carter.
Love.
But Mom had, in an attempt to make me feel okay about my first day in the clink, she was going to be out of town, but she made me an egg salad sandwich because I love egg salad sandwich, and I was a chubby kid. And I was sitting in school suspension, and Alton Carter, this is a good Alton Carter impression if you guys don't know him. He talked like this, and his very gravelly voice. He came over to me and goes, "What's that smell?" And I went, "Oh, it's my lunch, Alton. It's egg salad sandwich." And I was looking around with all the other delinquents in ISSP, and all he said was, "Smell like someone went over there and pooped." And then he walked away. That was my first day in school suspension.
And to hear the rest of the story,
but don't take my word for it.
tune in next time.
All right,
Okay, so I have been watching the latest season of Somebody Feed Phil.
Oh, that's your warm heart right there. I adore that man. I want to be his best friend. I want to eat eggs with him.
When he smiles, the whole world lights up.
The whole world lights up. Phil, somebody please feed her.
A happy, hungry man. So good. So that's a great... He's in Oaxaca. He's in Maine.
Oaxaca, Mexico.
He's in Maine.
Okay.
Eating lobster rolls.
Lobster? Mm-hmm. Eating lobster rolls?
It's a great season. Ugh. I also I've been watching the last 2 episodes of a docuseries called The Way Down.
Okay.
On HBO Max. Uh-huh. If you haven't watched that is a trip about a religious cult about weight loss and other things.
What's it called?
The Way Down.
Oh, I've seen it. I didn't remember it by name, but yes, we'll talk about
2 new episodes out. And they are wild.
Dude, if I could have joined that cult when I was in middle school.
Okay, so quickly to end before Warm Hearts. I want to give this is Crindy's review of Elvis, kind of. Because Brandon and I got a text from her last night and it said this. Just saw Elvis. Incredible. Oh,
double.
Can't say enough. Won't be reviewing this one. Too important. Too poignant. Too heartbreaking.
Oh.
And I said, I can't wait to see it. And she said, but I will say, I love me some Elvis. Young and skinny or chubby. Mm-hmm. And then she said, have mercy. And then I said... And she said, I'm so glad Dad and I saw him live in his 15-city tour in the early 70s. Mm-hmm. I honestly don't know what to do right now. And I talked to her about it again today.
That is high drama.
She's still reeling from it.
She is. From it.
So she enjoyed it, but just steel yourselves, people, for an emotional ride.
Achy, breaky heart. No? Yeah. All right.
Heartbreak Hotel.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, sure.
So anyway, what's your warm heart, B?
That someone said that I reminded them of Ryan Reynolds this week. Yeah.
That'll carry you through. You're soaring on the wings.
The man was Van Wilder.
He was. Deadpool. Yeah. My warm heart is that I'm preaching this coming Sunday. Always got to bring it back to church. And the message is about slowing down and remembering the beauty in this life. And it's really warm in my heart because I'm reflecting, on the last couple years. And they were tough, but they were also good. So.
Yeah. This is the point in the episode where I wish I had like a slide whistle so I could go. Bow. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in to Nicole. Okay.
Send us in your middle school text.
Yeah, send your middle school text. Hey, guys, please check us out over on Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the whole deal. And also, don't forget to share this with your friends, subscribe, do the whole thing. Appreciate you guys very much. Okay, take care.